Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. Not safe for work. So, I'm really happy you're here. It's been a while since I've had a real first date. Has anyone ever told you you have the most incredible eyes? Is that a blush? You know, some people say that I talk a lot. It's really more of a nervous thing. I talk a lot when I get nervous. You seem like the strong, silent type. It's really great. I really like that. It's always been really hard for me growing up. I was the fat kid on the bus, you know? They threw paper a lot at me and called me gay a lot. Back then, I still insisted that I wasn't, but that was years ago. It's not like I'm still carrying around that baggage. When I told them I wasn't gay, it wasn't a lie, really. I mean, sure it was. I just didn't know it was. Spent a lot of time in denial, you know? Everyone could tell. Everyone but me. I couldn't tell. I believed it when I said it. As I got older and came to terms with it, it was hard, sure, but you get it. I don't have to tell you about that. Do you want to know a secret? What I think is everyone's coming out story. Well, they're kind of dumb. Same story, different person. Nobody wants to hear about them unless you're sleeping with them, or you might have a date or something. So I mean, that's why I'm telling you. You seem like a good listener, Eric. Has anyone ever told you that? So there I was, out of denial, out of the closet, and trying to figure out how I could be the person who I was on the inside, but on the outside, so people could see it. I wanted to be liked, to be loved. I wanted to be hot, but, you know, still fat. Not like regular people fat, but like gay fat, you know? You're gay, you get it. Actually, you probably don't. You've probably been one giant ab your whole adult life. No bother. Straight people don't get it either. Everybody's so fucking skinny. Basically, if you're like 10 pounds overweight, nobody will touch you. So because I was lagging around an extra 30 or so, nobody would touch me. Even if I gave them someone else's hands to do it. Anyway, you're gay too, so you know that trying to date, you know it's really hard. You know that. Sorry, talking about this just makes me kind of emotional, you know? People are disgusting. You read all the profiles, you see it. Hung only, no fats, no femmes, mask for mask. What the fuck is that? A sandwich order? No mayo, no pickles, no onions, extra salami. Don't forget to slice it in half. What does that make me? A liverwurst and spam burger on rye bun. Rye's so gross. Basically, nobody wanted me. It wasn't that people didn't see who I was on the inside. It was worse than being invisible. Everyone saw me as the life of the party, called attention to myself, you see. I try not to do that so much anymore. I made friends easily, though, because, well, I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but I mean, I'm really funny. Practically a comedian, really. I don't know. I had friends. Just because you can make a guy laugh, though, doesn't mean they want to get into bed with you. God, I sound like such a tool. Well, I was struggling. You know what I mean. More than anything, I wanted to be fuckable. But I also wanted to eat pizza and drink Mountain Dew and play Xbox and not live in the gym. You can't do both, you know? There's enough time in the day. So far you're probably wondering, Sean, what is the fucking point? I'm sorry, I'm getting to it. I knew if I was ever going to be loved, I was going to have to take some drastic measures. I really need to lose some weight. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but if nobody finds you attractive, well, I mean, you feel kind of lonely. But I'm a great person, you know. I have a good job. I have a car. I have my own place. I'm not one of those messy 27-year-olds who are bringing absolutely nothing to the table. I'm funny. I have income. I have good hygiene. The two things I have against me are my micropenis and my weight. And realistically, most decent people will look past a little dick as long as you're not fat. You know, you're probably thinking this is all so self-absorbed and self-centered, and you're right, it totally is. But that you need to understand that I'm not making all these rules. It's society. I'm just trying to survive it. If you can't beat them, join them, you know? So I knew I need to lose a little weight. And I need to do it, like, as fast as possible. Because I have needs, you know? I'm, like, kind of horny. Oh man, admitting that really made me blush. I mean, I don't really talk about my sex life a whole lot. Not because it's nothing to talk about. I mean, I've done stuff. I'm not a virgin or nothing. I just don't talk about it a whole lot because it's so fucking gross. I always think, have some fucking modesty, you pigs. Pigs. That made me laugh. Do you know pigs are really smart, but they're also fucking assholes. Sorry, I'm off topic. I do that a lot. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I have decency, you know? I don't ask for dick pics. I don't ask you, like, you know, how big is it or anything. I would never ask if you're top or bottom right away after meeting you. Some of these guys are so nasty. They ask you that kind of stuff before they even ask what your name is. I'm a decent fucking person, you know? Even thinking about this makes my head ache. That's why I tried meth first. Whew, talk about nerve-wracking. Have you ever tried to buy that shit? I mean, at first you have to know somebody. The only person who even had the slightest inkling would have some was this really crass drag queen. Talks about sex and penises all the time on stage. Can you imagine? Disgusting. She worked in this warehouse, converted club in this horrific industrial area. You know the one. You can't get anything there. Not just meth and heroin, but herpes and HIV, Ebola. I try to avoid that one. It smells faintly like bleach there, but not because anyone's been cleaning or anything. Place is disgusting. Anyway, this isn't a step-by-step guide for buying drugs. Drugs didn't work. And really, I don't think you should do them. Basically, it wasn't for me. And really, it's stupid and embarrassing to talk about it, I guess. So just don't ask. Fine. I took apart the TV because the shit made me lose my fucking mind. All of a sudden, I think I can fiddle with it and set it up to pick up stations behind the stations. Why am I telling you this? Oof, it was 3 days of drug-addled nonsense. It was stupid. I was stupid. If you know, but then you know. If you don't know, then you don't. If you really, really know, well, I don't judge anybody, but, I mean, it's gross. It's so gross. Decent people would rather sleep with a fat fuck than a toothless one, and like I said, I'm a decent person. Have you ever done drugs, Eric? No, you don't really look like the type. So anyway, that wasn't for me, not my weight loss solution. I tried a whole bunch of other things. Diet pills, actual dieting, intermittent fasting, all the stupid fads. Nothing is working, and I was furious. I needed something with an extra punch. That's why I tried doing meth in the first place, but like I said, that was a bad time. Decent people don't do meth, and I mean, I'm not gonna keep you hanging on it, but I'm a fucking catch. I'm a decent person. So I thought, oh man, I probably shouldn't tell you about this. You're gonna think I'm so weird. Okay, I thought, what about a tapeworm? Basically, I shouldn't be allowed to have internet access for my own good. I opened Google and I typed, where do tapeworms come from? Just saying that sounds like some kind of weird kids extra fucked up birds and the bees question, you know? Could you imagine your son or daughter asking you something like that? Would you tell them they come from a stork? Do you like kids, Eric? Do you think you'd want to have kids with me someday? Basically, I learned that tapeworms live in the intestines of some animals. The animals get them from, like, being wild, or when grazing in pastures and drinking contaminated water. So I WebMD'd the symptoms, just to make sure, before I do all this legit work, you know. Weight loss, check. Loss of appetite, check. Great, that's easy enough, is what you're probably thinking, and that's dumb because you're wrong. It's really not that easy. After I dug in and I really got a little more into it, I found that they're really uncommon in the US because of the bullshit FDA. Basically, it's not impossible, but you'd have to find a farmer who's breaking a lot of rules. These guys at the FDA are up their asses so much if they don't, well, the farm loses their business. So I was like, fuck, we're at an impasse, right? What do I do? So, like, I still really wanted to give this thing a shot, which is why I decided to go with the wild animals for the first tapeworm thing. My neighborhood has a lot of raccoons. Well, had. It's ridiculous. Or I guess it was. Did you know you can eat a whole raccoon raw in one sitting? You have to eat it raw, of course. You don't want to kill the worms. Remember I said I tried a few diets? Well, this is when I tried that intermittent fasting. I had a raccoon every other day for about a month, give or take. I'm not really sure. I ran out. Listen, the first one was kind of gross, but after that you kind of like it. I'm not from the country, okay? I didn't know raccoons were like mean sons of bitches. I only found out afterwards about the other things, the diseases, the parasites, all that sort of thing they could be carrying. Who knew? But I'm from the suburbs, duh. What do I know about wild animals? All I'm saying is that they tasted fine. I'm fine. I didn't die. They didn't make me sick, and I certainly didn't catch anything. But I still think we should use condoms. Yeah, that's the safest way. Oh my god, I have the worst headache. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so the raccoons were gone and I started sneaking into small farms at night and leading a pig or two away. No big deal. Nobody noticed a pig was missing from any of these places, and I mean, who would know? I've been following the news pretty closely. What I'm trying to say is, if you think this might be the route for you, well, sadly, you're wrong. Even the worst farmer takes pretty good care of their livestock. It's kind of the literal version of bringing home the bacon, you know? And like I said, if they didn't, then they would be out of business. Still, I figured it was worth a shot. Pigs are the worst raw, oh my god. Plus, you, literally have to figure out how to sneak it up to your apartment, and they don't manage up the stairs well, and Christ, they're heavy. Plus, there's so much blood when you slit their throats, and it never stops. I'm telling you, they live for so long, and when you're done, it's like someone sprayed a fucking blood sprinkler all around your living room. They say pigs are smart, but they're literally like the rudest fucking animals. They just squeal and fucking flip out and try to run from you the whole time. I mean, just fucking die already, fucking asshole. I gave you Ambien. What are you even trying to be awake right now, Wilbur? Get it, Wilbur? Like from the kid's book with the spider. I told you I'm funny. Is stealing livestock dangerous? Sure. You could get shot. Well, I wasn't going to, but that's besides the point. Is it easy? Fuck no. People pay too much attention, so you have to really make big distractions or come up with, a really, really good plan. You're not going to get a do-over, you know? If your first do gets fucked up, then you're the one that's over. They're farmers. They got guns, lots of them. Did I do it a whole lot? No. That's because it's fucking dangerous. But when I did, I had a really, really good plan, and I made a really big distraction. Besides, I only did it maybe 5 times. Calm down, Dad. It didn't work anyway. I figured if I broke into any more farmhouses, slicing up any more farmers, they'd probably start noticing a pattern. Even if you're doing it all over the state, you can't, leave a pattern. Only a fucking moron would do that. I listen to true crime podcasts. I watch Forensic Files. I'm not stupid. What kind of podcast do you listen to, Eric? Anyway, I'm so spunky, you know, I have to follow through. That's why I kept trying after I didn't get any worms from all the raccoons or the first pig. Took almost a week to eat that pig, and there's still so much left. Not like the raccoons at all, but I mean, the more I thought about it, I probably shouldn't have kept it around for that long. I got so sick, and the smell was awful. I chalked that one up to failure, but not entirely. I had so much diarrhea and was basically throwing up nonstop. I think I lost 3 pounds, but you know, when you're trying to get rid of 50, who the fuck gives a fuck about 3 pounds? You know, am I right? Did you know you could literally have anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds of shit in your intestines at any given time? That's bonkers, right? I decided with the pigs, if I didn't get it right after the first 2 days of hitting it hard, I guess, well, man, I'm probably not going to get it from that one. Better try another. I know what you're thinking, this whole time. How could I tell you there wasn't already one growing inside of me? Well, I mean, I probably had to wait a bit, but basically if you get worms, you'll know. It's easy to tell. You just have to check your stool. I recommend one of those big orange buckets you get from the hardware store. Mine is over there in the corner. I think I paid $5 for it. You do your business, and afterwards you just kind of dig in, I guess. I'm not going to talk to you about this because I'm not like that. I'm the boy next door type. That's what I put in my profile. That's what you came for. Boys next door don't elaborate on cruel things like bowel movements. Use your imagination. If you have them, you'll see them. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again, right? The way I figured it after the raccoons and the first pig, if I hooked up with anyone online at a bar, I was already going to have a demand that we go to their place, which is a huge pain in the ass, ass because now I'm starting this whole thing and sounding like a liar. You can't just meet some guy, tell them all about the stuff you've got going on for you, and then insist that you have to go back to their place. They think you're full of shit. They don't believe you. They make excuses. Everyone has roommates or that they have to be up early. It's bullshit. You can't pick people like that. It doesn't work. Believe me. You have to have your own place. But that doesn't matter because you're still fat, you know? Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I tried everything. Club soda, peroxide, dish soap, even bleach. You are not getting the blood out of this fucking couch. Can you think of anything? I liked that couch. It's rather clean, but I had to throw it out. It's a perfectly good couch. Besides, I have no idea how I'm gonna get rid of this fucking thing out here without anyone seeing me. I mean, I guess I could get rid of it at night if anyone sees me. Well, you know, what's another body? Basically, I was like, fuck it, you know, it's already fucked. I'm gonna try this a few more times. I only did it 5 times. My security deposit is as good as history, as you can see, because my living room is fucked. Suffice to say, I started saving all my bowel movements in those mason jars on the bookshelf because the bucket was getting out of control, and still after a month of doing this raw pig thing a few times, there weren't any active worms. I'm not gonna get too into it because, like I said, it's indecent. I don't want to, like, gross you out. But basically, that's out, you know. Luckily, the cops still don't have a fix on me because all those farms, well, they were all over the state, and I really tried to do this whole method thing that I learned in performing arts school, so, like, each one looked like it was done by a different person, no 2 crime scenes were alike, you know? I won't bore you with the details, because like I said, I'm not an idiot, and so far they're not sure which ones were me. Oh, I forgot to mention, I think there's, like, this, like, live active serial killer because someone else killed 3 of those farmers. I'm basically off the hook because there's at least 8 of these things now, and I only remember doing the 5. So after that, I'm still not seeing any worms. I really, feel like you should probably be seeing them. I mean, I've been losing weight, but it's only 42 pounds. And, who the fuck gives a fuck about 42 pounds, am I right? So, you know, I've probably got a worm by now, but I just want to know if it's in there and really, really going to town that it's working. I think it's working. So the raccoons are a no-go, and the domesticated livestock was a no-go. But then I did some research. Did you know you can get a tapeworm from eating raw fish? Who knew? I mean, shit, if I knew that, I would have started right there because I've been done with it. I freaking love sushi. The only problem is that I'm not getting anywhere near the water now because I don't think I can remember how to swim. Maybe I can and I just don't want to. I mean, I was gonna try it, I really was, but I went downstairs and I drove across town to the lake and I ended up getting the worst headache of my life as soon as I parked there, you know? So maybe this isn't for me. I just don't really want to try that one for some reason. At this point, I was really like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not gonna get a goddamn tapeworm after all, I guess. So I really got to thinking, and I was thinking there's some other ways to lose weight. I'm almost positive this one will work. I googled it again, and guess what came up? Liposuction. I can get surgery, except I can't, because it's elective and my insurance won't cover it, and I can't fucking afford it. So then I'm like, why do I even need a doctor? But I'm scared, you know? I just want to be fucking skinny. I just want the scale to stop telling me lies. I bet I could get rid of 15 pounds in 10 minutes. You have the prettiest eyes. Did I tell you that already? You know, you're not like your profile at all. And that makes me kind of angry, Eric. You shouldn't lie on those things. What kind of regular nice guy, looking for dates, not sex, goes over to a stranger's house after midnight on a Tuesday? Don't you have a job to go to in the morning? That whole bank teller thing was probably a lie, too. Fucking pigs are all alike. Everything's a fucking lie. Just want to meet someone who can see me on the inside. I'm sensitive. I have so much to bring to the goddamn table. Have you been listening to anything I've been talking about? Don't worry, Eric. The knife isn't for you, you fucking idiot. You didn't listen to a word. Ugh, this is so frustrating. I just want to be loved. You don't get it. None of you have ever gotten it. You know, I really don't like the knives or even this whole idea because, youch, you know. But I mean, this has to work, right? I mean, if I want to lose weight, I can, literally slice it out, right? That'll work, like a doctor, like surgery, yeah? I really wish you hadn't started screaming when you came in. I told you that we should have gone to your place. Just pig's blood, Eric. Why are you such a baby? I could have really used your support right now, you know that. But I can't take the gag off because you've lost my trust. Stop struggling against the ropes, Jesus. Do you know how many times I've tied someone up? You know, I'm not really sure either. But it was at least 5. Oh wait, there's that one last week. Never mind, that's not important. Trust me when I tell you, you're not going anywhere. Besides, if you just settle down and wait, you won't even want to. Mark my words. Someone that looks like you, I was surprised you'd even given me the time of day because I'm such a fucking fat piece of shit. But then that phone notification, and then later, oh my god, you're here on a Tuesday night. Ugh, we're disgusting. The both of us really are, but I'm glad you came here. You know you won't be disappointed. We'll see. After this, I'm gonna be so fucking hot.